Yes, sir. You know what it is. It is your boy D Davis, aka Mr. Beast Mode Overload, aka Dwayne Davis, owner of Dwayne Davis Career Consulting. You see it, you know the vibes. We holding it down, baby. AKA Mr. Steal Your Girl, but only if she's single. AKA I got a whole lot of AKAs, and I'm gonna just stop talking my talk right now. I'm trying my best to keep this show clean. Just y'all know if y'all really been paying attention. D Davis gonna talk his talk, and notice I said talk my talk instead of what I normally say because I'm being respectful right now because I got somebody very special on the show with me, very very special. This my little sister right here, y'all. This is my people. I've been knowing this girl since she was almost in diapers. My little god sister. Yo, so she is the owner of Alptitude, the founder of the Never Cry Alone movement. She's a new mother. She's dope, bro. She's dope. She's young, killing the game. You know what I'm saying? And a major, major inspiration to me. You know what I'm saying? You know that's hard to do to really inspire me. You know what I'm saying? So I admire her. I love her. Honor, you know what I'm saying? Honor. She know I got a back like 4 flats on the Cadillac. You need big bro. I'm coming through. You know what I'm saying? But yo, y'all just make some noise. Show your love for my little sister. I ain't gonna say your full name because I know you hate that.
I mean, you can say my government. I've changed everything. So you can say my first name, government.
I saw that on the Facebook. You changed the first name. I saw that. You put the full thing on there.
Yeah, branding purposes.
Right. Y'all make some noise for my little sister, Shacarra, in the building.
Hey, y'all. Oh, Lord.
What's going on, sis?
Nothing, just mothering life.
Yeah.
30, I don't know.
Little KP, handful over there.
Definitely. It's an adjustment. It's definitely an adjustment to life. I'm a busybody, and I'm still a little busy, but he makes me take it down like at least maybe 2 notches.
Make you slow down just a little bit.
Yeah, because he turned up. So we both came in too much. So
he get it from you. He get it from his mama.
I can't be mad at him. I really can't be mad at him. Every time I just be like, well, I mean, I can't. Not too much I can say because he just going like me.
He getting older, getting big, man. I be watching the pictures and videos, just like, man, I feel like I'm missing out on so much.
Yep, all the way out there. You might tell you move out there.
Hey, God told me to move out here.
Okay, we'll go with that. This is I can't come back.
This is where I needed to be. All right, you know what I'm saying? Life has been good to me in Colorado. I'm going on 4 years? I've been gone. Yeah. I left in 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah.
That's fast.
3 years. Yeah. It's been 3 years, man. But that's where I needed to be. You know what I'm saying? Do what I needed to do, get my life back together, rebuild my next level, keep growing, keep this kingness going. You know
new atmospheres do that.
Facts. I had to get out of Texas. I had to, man. It was just my time, man. My 30 years in Texas. So it's just like, yeah, you need to keep moving. But anyways, well, my future brother-in-law at.
Right here, you don't hear the water running?
Nah, I see you looking out to the side.
That's why you see me look over there like, oh, it's too loud.
What up, CJ? What up, bro?
He went in the restroom now. Because I was like,
hey, man, that boy be cooking his butt off, though. I know that.
People be like, how you just still small? I'm like, I don't really eat a lot. I get food fast, so.
Ooh, wee. I be looking at some of them places, just be like, oh, yeah, I'm coming back home just for that.
Yep, and that's how people go to restaurants on weekends. I'm like, oh, sis, eat like this during the week.
You got a restaurant at home like a mug.
Like, this brand new to y'all. No, this is what at least once or twice a week for me at home. Sorry. Hey, this ain't new.
More power to you. Hold it down. Broski doing this thing, man. As long as my sister happy, my nephew happy, I'm good.
Yeah, we good.
I see.
He definitely make sure we good.
I see.
Definitely.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So let's give folks a little bit of your background, man, your history, your passions, and everything, man. Talk to the folks. Let them know who you
How far
be.
back I supposed to go?
How far you back you want to go?
Well, Sicily. Picture it. No, no. Well, I guess to kind of I guess I could just start with my business, I guess. That came about in 2018. 2018. I just like helping people. So that's my passion. Like whatever I can do to make sure that what God has purpose for you comes to fruition, like I'm here for. Like if I gotta, well, I like admin work, but if I gotta get in the trenches and dig some mud, if I know that's what God told you to do, but
Right.
if I believe that that's what God gave you and you're not just straight, just doing stuff, but if I gotta do, I gotta do what I gotta do. If whatever resources God gave me, like I'm here to provide those same resources to everybody else because He didn't give them to me just for me. He gave them to me to be able to serve. So that's
Right.
one thing that I definitely like. I've always had a passion and a heart to help people. Like it's just me. Especially like when I was young, I would give my mom went about Jack in the Box one time, and she was mad because I literally gave it to the men on the street.
Wow.
Like she was like, I literally just bought you that food. Like she was mad. Like, and I'm mama, she not.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
she was mad.
Shout out to Yolanda.
She was upset. But if I feel like there's a need, like if I see a need, like my heart just automatically gravitates in to be able to do whatever I can do to be able to help in any type of capacity. So that's how Alptitude came about, because I literally worked in oil and gas for like 3 to 4 years, assisting some of the top salespeople with the background work while they were allowed to go out in the field and get more business. And I really loved it. Like I said before, I'm a busybody. So being able to assist somebody, that's the busy work. Like,
right.
So I'm like, oh yeah, like I know, getting them organized, getting them, they're the clients, like after a while, the clients didn't even call them no more. They calling me at 2:00 in the morning and ask me where their fuel at. So that's how big of customer service quality that I provide, because I'm like, at the end of the day, like it's not about me. It's about if I say I'm dedicated to this customer, that's who that's what has to happen. Right. So it's still a form of help, even though I'm helping the salesperson, I'm helping them get what they need too. So once I left there, I really realized I had a passion for like admin work, organization, time management, getting people just the background stuff of their business. So then I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do this like part-time. And so I was doing it. And then a lot of people would come to me and be like, Shay, what do you think about this? Shay, and so I'm like giving out stuff free.
Right.
Like helping people build businesses for free. Like
I learned, stop doing that.
Like, but I mean, it was just like at that point, it wasn't a like, okay, let me, like, this is my business, right? It was more of a like, oh, you need help. Like, oh, well, I know how to do that.
It's that hard to serve.
Yeah, like literally that's what it was. Like, because the thing is, serving is the number one thing, and then your gift will make room for you after that.
Exactly.
Like, right. I'm serving your people however I can, even in church, and being administration in church. Like that's just what I do. So it's just about helping people be able to, live what they see, right, without having to literally. Because some people, you don't know everything about the business. Like I don't want to go out there and sell. Like it's not just what I want to do. Like I'm trying to be better, but I'm not a huge forefront person. So I can do in the background, I can run the machine in the background, right, and you got it, but some people don't know how to run the machine. Right. So it's like I can tell you what I want, but I can't run the machine. So that's where I come in, because I'm here to do all of that stuff. So I could just say my passion is really helping people. So everything that I put my hands to and put my mind on doing is literally helping and serving people. So yeah.
So how did you first realize that, okay, I love to serve, you know what I'm saying? I feel God has called me to love and serve everybody. And how did that translate into admin work, into a career?
Into my business?
and then into the business?
Well, no, because I mean, I don't know. Like literally, when I worked on oil and gas, I went from working in pricing. And I went to collections, and then I went to sales, right? And so within 3 months in the sales department, I became a sales assistant. I did that for like 3 years and loved it. Like I was like, oh, okay. Like I like the, I mean, you know, my daddy computer whiz. Like, right. So I, you know, I know all things computer. So I'm, you know, that was good. And finding out that like as an assistant, when I started to assist them, like everything was everywhere. So my mind just started like, I'm not OCD when it comes to like my surroundings, but I'm OCD when it comes to like organization. Like how do you like you got like people who we have like 25,000 emails on it. It just that just makes me be like,
oh, well, you don't want to look at my stuff.
Oh my God, like just give me the phone. Mark it as red. Just mark it as red.
I got a lot of them.
Like it's okay. Just mark it. If you're not gonna read them, just mark them as red. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and figure out what you want and what you don't want, so we can have all those go automatically to a folder you don't even want to look at, and then you don't have to worry about that. Or automated to where it's automatically marked as red. You don't have to worry about that. It goes into a folder, it's marked as red, boom. And all you see when you open your email is the stuff you actually want to see and that you actually need, you know? So getting that email management together is definitely like, that was a main thing because they had no organization. And so it's like the stuff that, like people say, the stuff that frustrates you, find a solution for it. And that is like all the stuff that I have to do for them, like I had to create workflows. I had to create automations, like stuff to say, okay, when the client called, this is what you're gonna do, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this is how you make the sale. Right. Like I can do that part. You know, that's the part that I like to do because now you have a steady workflow to say, okay, from beginning to end, this is how I'm gonna make that happen. So once I started doing that, I was like, oh no, I love this. Like people need this. Right. So then when random people would ask me just for help, like with business and stuff, I didn't have a problem with it. And then when I would see that other people are doing the same thing, getting paid for it, I would just like, okay.
That light went off.
Like, you know, but still, I still was kind of like, the thing is, I'm still kind of like that in my price. And I'd be like my business coach is like, oh, sis, you charging that? Yeah. Like, yeah. And they be like, no, ma'am. No, like she got no, ma'am. And I just like, well, I don't, and then she like, you're not providing it. Like people gonna pay for it, but where's the quality? And I'm like, my quality A1. I'm not giving nobody no boo-boo trash. So, but she was like, okay, so you're gonna make them pay for something so little. And I just was like, well, I just wanted them to pay. Like, I don't think that they gonna pay all of it. But then you have other people like, I'm gonna pay for it, you know? Exactly. And so it's like I still want to make sure that everybody that I'm helping, because people at the end of the day, like when I started, like nobody was helping me. Like all the stuff that I know at first, when I first got started, I like had to learn on my own, YouTube, Google trainings. Like I had to learn all that on my own. And I want to provide that for other people at a less expensive, affordable rate. Because the thing is, like, no, and nobody wants to give it away for free. Right. So it's like you don't want to give it away for free, but then you complain about that customer service.
Right.
How are they gonna know? Like I understand, like some people are a hands-on people. Like some people hands-on, some people just like some people just lazy. They don't know that you can go on YouTube. Like that's a fact. YouTube, but then some people, the thing, even though YouTube is there, it depends on how you learn.
Right. So one of the things I noticed, man, in business, since I done had all these, I'm an entrepreneur and had all these different businesses and ideas and stuff, people will pay for the quality. And if you actually have your prices too low, they will skip right over you. No matter how quality your product is, they'll skip right over you because in their eyes, you don't believe in yourself enough and it's cheap. So you got to set your pricing accordingly. Even when I was in the music world, I had one of my old mentors, he told me, it was like, D, you out here providing a quality show, XYZ, blah, 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 doing what you do, you need to charge accordingly. Stop doing these free shows and doing all this other stuff. I'm like, but I just want to serve and help people. Exactly. Nah, bruh. You working, you need to get paid. Do it right.
But the thing is, what's crazy about it is I tell my clients this, like, you just charging it, that's dumb. Right. I don't say it, like I tell them that, like literally the same thing I'm telling you it's the same thing I need to be telling myself, but I hadn't built that confidence up yet to say, okay, like I still don't like talking about pricing.
Right.
Like I hate it. Like I'm like,
you get used to it after a while. You do.
Okay, it's gonna be blah blah blah. Like, you know, it's kind of like, and then it's like, yeah, okay. So now I just kind of put it in my proposal, like this is my pricing, but like, right. You know, but I tell my clients like, no, that's not enough. Like, what do you take? And so now that I have a child, like my business coach is like, you have a child, like it's not just about you doing a service. It's about what the service that you're providing is taking away your time from your child.
Exactly.
And so you're giving away free time that you could be with your kid.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you know what?
That's how my coach did me. Because I was running a special doing a resume, services and stuff, running a special for like $15. My coach looked at me, almost slapped me upside my head. $15. Like, yeah, I was like, yo,
you better be just looking at them.
It was a review and an edit with up to 3 edits.
Oh,
I
was,
yeah.
No.
That's how I started. That was my story. Like, okay, I'm new to the game and the business new, so that's what I'm gonna do. Man, my coach looked at me and say, boy, if you don't take that down off that website, fix them prices right now. Hey, that was that new business. But again, I would tell my clients the same thing of when you walk into the interview, you better walk in there with confidence, knowing how much you're worth. When they try and negotiate their salary, you better negotiate it the right way. All right, there we go. We back. Shay had a little technical difficulty.
I guess so. I don't know. I just could have.
It was getting a little too heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? The internet.
It must have knew I was for the fuss at you so much. Because no, $15 with it. That ain't even no full tank of gas.
Girl, you see my pickup truck. That bug takes 60 to fill up. That's a quarter tank of gas.
No.
Yeah, every once in a while now I'll go back and I'll do that special, like on some of the Facebook groups or something that I'm in, the Black business owners or whatever. Like, all right, I'm gonna run a special right now, hey, let's hook it up, especially with COVID and all this stuff. People trying to get back in the market.
So what you can do without doing that at the same time, because you are giving them an audit. So what you can do is create a sales funnel to where you do maybe like the top 10 biggest mistakes you do when writing a resume, the top 10 things to make sure are in your resume, the top 10, like how to make sure you have the correct keywords, like the sales stuff like that.
Right. See, that's why.
That's
why I translated that. I do that now. I've been getting back on my social media grind for real. And I'm doing the Instagram reels. So I'm trying to put up a new reel pretty much every day on my personal page and my business page, using that on the business page, especially doing stuff like that. I actually think I did do one like that.
An ebook. Like I'm working on it. That's what I mean. Like an ebook. Create an ebook for like, not like you can give little tips here and there, but if you create an ebook for it and explain it to, like for me, I have like automation tools, right? Because like I said, it's not like some things are not affordable, and you like when you go on Google and they telling you, okay, for you to be able to do a campaign, to do certain things, it's like $100 a month. It's like but what happens to the new entrepreneur that does not have those funds available yet? Like what do you use? So I have an ebook where I give you the automation tools for you that you can use for you to be that are free or are inexpensive, so that way you can go ahead and do what you still need to do without breaking your bank. So that's what I'm saying. So if you create, but it explains, okay, this is what this does. This is what this does. Instead of just listing it, first off, it creates a more like it's maybe a few more pages of ebook and not just a list, but it actually says, it shows them that you know what you're talking about, and like with the list. And then when you go in detail, it's like, okay, that's why. More people are more prone to do stuff if you tell them why than just do it.
Exactly. Right. You hit it. I mean, because that's something I've been working on. I've been quietly working on an ebook course or something like that, to put out there.
But just let me know, because that's my targeted group of people. Like my target group of people are trainers and coaches, so that that way, like I help every entrepreneur, but my niche is my target is right now, I'm focused on teachers and trainers and consultants to kind of help their processes go a little smoother from beginning to end, versus they got to sit behind the desk, send an invoice, then send an email. Like, no, like that's a lot. That's a lot.
It is, because I definitely be have all that stuff.
Being
the CEO, being the finance team, being the social media team, doing all this stuff, and then turn around like, oh yeah, I gotta actually do the work too.
Yeah. But that's where like a person like me come in, a virtual assistant come in, and like for you to be able to do this the whole thing, because you doing all that, by the time you have to actually do the work, it's like, oh,
I'm tired.
Yeah, like you don't feel like doing it anymore. Like, so it's like, if you get somebody that can help you to do certain small things, and some people are not even expensive. Like me, I'm on $25 an hour, like for 10 hours. Like if you book me for 10 hours a month, that's $20.
Facts.
And that's it.
So I mean, because the virtual assistant thing is definitely blowing up right now.
Yeah,
it's blowing up. Everybody, especially with the work from home now, businesses translating into being remote. A lot of people are starting to start their own business. They really tapping into their entrepreneurship, and they're learning the importance of a virtual assistant. You know what I'm saying? So explain how important it is, especially for my fellow business owners that pay attention to the show, how important it is to have that assistant.
It's definitely important, because like I said, you can't do everything by yourself, and then you don't know everything. I don't know, this computer is just upsetting, but
we hood around here. We homestead around here.
Like, I don't understand why the computer just, anyway. So it's very important to have virtual assistant or assistant period, because you don't, like I said, you can't do everything by yourself, or you're gonna run yourself ragged. Like, it takes a team. It took me a minute to know that, but now that I know it takes a team, and I don't have to stress. You don't have to stress about stuff you don't know how to do. Like me, I hate social media. Like I do. So therefore, it's time. I have to hire somebody to do my social media, because I don't want to stress out about that part of my business. Let me focus on something that I know that I can do, and then let me lead that to the professionals, because me doing it didn't bring me trying to do it. I wasn't consistent. It did, like, my graphics probably was not that good. My phrases was not that good. So it wasn't catching nobody. But now, like, I've hired a social media manager. Like, now she's a VA as well. So she knows exactly what I need to say. Like, so having that person to be your right hand, like, it's like you don't have to do everything. It makes you be able to be relaxed. Like, if you decide that you want to go on vacation, you don't have to worry about your business, because this like me, I branded myself as the business nanny. When you look for a nanny, what do you look for? Somebody that can do the same, care for your child the same as if when you there and when you're not there. The same way you take care of your child, you want the nanny to take care of your child. If not better, because they're gonna spend more time with you.
Facts.
So at the same time, it's your business is your baby. You want to hire people, and you want to get people on your team that's going to take care of your business exactly, if not more or better than you would take care of your business. And that's just how I am. Like, if I believe in your vision, like, you can't tell me that you want to do something and sit on it. That's just me. Oh, I want to do blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, what are you going to do?
Let's go.
Like, my mom wants to do some devotionals. Okay, we ain't gonna do them. Like, you can't tell me this, because I'm gonna be like, okay, we can do this.
Right.
My pastor said all the time, oh, I can't tell Shay. I can't tell the women that's on my team.
Shout out to Marcus, man.
Because I'll be like, okay, well, okay, you can do this. And he'd be like, no, it's just an idea. Okay, don't bring me no idea if you're not ready to run. Because I'll be ready to go. Like, because my mind just be going, and it's
right.
Especially when you tell me, God, like, just start downloading, I'll be so excited. I'm like, whoop, 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 like, but
You've done it to me, so I
exactly. When you ask me about that, I'm like, okay, what you gonna do? We ain't gonna do it. This. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this, and that's it. Like I'm giving you free game, you know, like because I don't have a problem with it. Now I'm gonna give you free game, but if you don't know how to do it yourself, you can pay me to do it.
Exactly. See, that's always been my thing. I'm gonna learn how to do it, but I'm still gonna turn around and pay somebody to do it so that it can free me up to focus on being a visionary and all that. Because at the end of the day, I need to know every aspect of my business and what I do. Make sure ain't nobody trying to mess me over, mess my business over. You know what I'm saying? But hey, go do it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hired social media content writers. That was one of the best doggone decisions ever. So I ain't got to worry about posting on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and everything every day. Hire them, let them do it, and I can focus on creating the content.
Exactly.
The work. Like while I was in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, that whole time, didn't nobody know I was in Mexico unless you went and saw me posting that I was in Mexico, but it was content still getting posted every day. They own it. I'm like, bruh, that is a burden off my shoulder.
Yeah, and that's all it is. It's a burden. It's something that if you literally write down everything that you have to do as a business owner, like that, as a business owner, not even your life, not even if you work a 9 to 5, like everything you have to do as a business owner. That's a long list.
Facts.
And so you have to do that by yourself. You have to do life by yourself. You have to, and on top of staying on top of your mental, because all of this can become overwhelming if you don't have nobody. Like I've been in that place where it was just me, and I'm working 9 to 5, and then I'm working my business every time I get off of work. And this is why I was pregnant. Like, so I'm feeling bad all day.
I know that.
Like, so I understand it, and you know, you just get tired, and then that's when you come burned out, and then you don't want to do it no more because you don't want to ask for help. Like all you have to do is ask for help. Like, even like some people provide free stuff. Or go on YouTube or see if you can barter. Like that's a big thing. What do you have to provide? And then what I have to provide. So if I do this for you, can you do this for me? Until you get the money to be able to pay me, I can do this for you. And then you can barter. Like people, like you have to see how you can get what you need. Like, but still get what you need for not break the bank. And sometimes for free. And doing that is providing services that you can provide. I done did it multiple times.
You and me both. I do it still to this day. Couple of local Colorado businesses, man. I'll easily, hey, you a Black business owner? Hey, what you got? Okay, I need their service. I got what you need too. Let's work something out.
Exactly. Ain't gonna cost intern for somebody. Go intern for somebody.
Facts. Like, always be open to learn.
I have to say, it's always like that's. I think that I interned for a PR firm and I liked what I did.
Yeah.
And then that really made me be like, all right, sis, you wouldn't go get this GPA. Like that just really made me, because I like the stuff I got to do was very good.
Right.
So
look at you, and you was worried about being on here. Look at you. You doing your thing right now, man.
And I don't talk like this, so.
It's what you're supposed to do. It's natural. That's how we do on the Royal Bosses, man. It's just natural, straight gully around here, man. We keep it 100. Yo, all right. So what's we talk, you know what I'm saying, getting the business going, all that stuff, and the importance. Like you done dropped a whole lot of knowledge. I might have all kind of sound bites, man, to be able to promote this show. But one of the things I ask every business owner, every independent artist, everybody that comes on, man, what are some of your biggest struggles of being a business owner?
Just staying consistent when the clients are not consistent, right? Or when you're not getting the same thing, like, because your business is gonna have seasons just like your life, you know. So you're gonna have seasons where everybody like, oh, I want you, and then you have seasons where it's like, okay, well, I get one person here, 2 people here, like, so staying like not letting that bring you down to you know, because sometimes you can be like, okay, well, maybe God didn't tell me to do this,
right?
You know,
right.
because of that. But you don't know, like he could be trying to figure out like, okay, I told you to do this, but did you start this and did you continue it because people was coming? What happens when nobody is coming? Exactly. Now it's time for you to, obviously you need to restructure, or you need to refigure out how to strategize to get more people. Like you don't know, so staying consistent when the money not consistently coming in, or so, because that also prepares you to say, okay, this happened, so next time I know that this season comes around again, what do I do?
See, that's also the importance of having that team too, to be able to recognize that, you know what I'm saying? Because I have it still. I still have it, man. Well, I have those good couple of weeks and money coming and we good, and then all of a sudden just nothing. Yeah. Nothing. And it's make sure you stay consistent. Keep doing what you're doing. I learned, man, and I told my other homeboy this, man. Even if I don't make money every day, I'm at least gonna do something to put myself in position to make money every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got to constantly remember as a business owner, man. Even if you don't make it today, put yourself in position to make it tomorrow or whatever.
Yeah. Because you don't know, like, especially those reels. Like when I go on TikTok or I watch reels, it'd be stuff like yesterday, what's this, June? It was stuff in there from like April.
Exactly.
So like you don't know who's watching. Exactly. People, this lady contacted me and she contacted me like probably like last year about me doing something for her. And she just now, like last month, was like, okay, I'm ready. Yeah. Like you never know, like staying consistent and making sure that you just keep going, like keep going, even if, when people not keep going, you got to keep going, stand, not looking, keeping a tunnel vision, because you see everybody else. Like once I started my VA business, it was like everybody started their VA business, and I just was like, what? Like it was just very like, okay, well, I don't know what to do now, because I don't know like what I'm supposed to do, because everybody else doing this now. Right. So, but hey, it's a lot of different burger places, a lot of different chicken places. Like you just can't, it's you. Like if this is what God called you to, like your hands are anointed. Like I had to tell myself, it's like your hands are anointed for this. You, even though y'all are doing the same thing, your quality, your customer service, your personality is not the same as everybody else's. And I know a lot of my clients are very like, I'm not like, when I first meet you, I'm myself, exactly. Like I'm not a rude person. Like my personality is already kind of like, okay, like what you got going, because of the passion that I have behind helping you. So exactly. It's already, it makes them be able to say, okay, I can relax. I don't have to be like, okay, well, like, no, be yourself, because we partner. It's a partnership. So if you cannot be yourself with me, like it's gonna show. Exactly. And vice versa. Like me and my clients talk about everything. I know they people. I know, like, like it's not like, okay, well, okay, thank you. All right, bye. Like, no, it's literally like we in a relationship. This is a partnership. So it allows me to be able to, it allows me to be able to do your work and know, like, I like to be able to kind of stay a step ahead, right? Yeah, so not a step ahead, but like, I know, like if I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, I know she gonna say this. Exactly. Or I know that they gonna think, like, I like to be, I don't want to be a mind reader, but I know what they'll be okay with, what they won't be okay with. Like, but it comes from trust, and it comes from building that relationship. Right. And once their relationship is built, like I said, they can go on vacation and know that Shay got, I got their business and it's still going. Not worried about, oh Lord, like my client did this, because like, so I don't know, just being consistent. Consistency was my biggest struggle with like content and putting myself out there because lack of confidence in myself. Right. So that was my biggest issue. Now my biggest issue is making sure that I'm having enough clients. Like now I want, like, hey y'all, come on. Like, like a consistent level of a consistent number of clients monthly, on top of like just monthly projects. So that way I can hire more VAs under me, because people literally, I put my ad out there and it's one, like a couple people asked me, am I hiring VAs? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I ain't got that
always
yet.
The worst, man.
But once I do, I got you, girl. I got you.
I feel that. I've had a couple of people too, man, you hiring coaches, you hiring consultants. Not yet, but trust me, we getting there. I'm gonna keep your info.
Exactly. I was like, well, do you do social media? She was like, no, because I don't do nobody. So no.
Yeah.
And I tell them, they be like, do you? Nope. Nope. I don't even like them all. Like, I hate it. Like, I'm not even.
Man, you know what? Because you remember way back when, like 10 years ago, I stayed killing social media. I was all over, and I took a break because I just got tired of it. So I kind of disappeared, but I'm learning now to tap back into that creative side of me with social media and use it not only to promote my goofiness and my brand, but to be able to promote my business at the same time. Like I just did a radio show interview a couple of days ago out here, and she told me, like, dude, you need to get on TikTok. I'm like, man, I feel like I'm too old for it. I don't know about that. She's like, bruh, you need to
The
get
old
on
people on
TikTok.
it be old people on there just doing everything.
I'm learning that. I started kind of peeping it out, you know what I'm saying? Like really paying attention to a lot of more on the IG side, because you know all the reels still
The
come over.
reels,
They come over to the reels from TikTok. So I just started noticing, like, okay, it is a lot of older millennial, you know, business owners, all that are on TikTok and really doing this. I'm like, okay, maybe I could get on. So I'm planning, you know me, I do it big. I gotta plan out my right rollout for TikTok. But I think I'm gonna jump on there, man, because that branding is
yeah. I mean, that's what that is a big struggle too, because like I said, I did everything by myself.
right.
So now that I'm like actually like see there's like go full force. So now I'm going full force. I got like my branding together. I'm doing all that stuff because I got like we gotta eat.
I
I
saw
got
you in the
home kids.
magazines too. You know, so I seen that. I was like, oh, look at my sis
Yeah,
doing
I'm
it.
trying to get out there as much as possible. That's so, but I'm
I'm
trying to
with
do
you.
that at the same time. I'm doing Never Cry Alone. Like, so it's
Right.
just a lot of different stuff going on at the same
See,
time.
that was a perfect segue. You see, you knew I was going there. It was coming to it, man. Thank you, Jesus. All right. So, all right, we mentioned Never Cry Alone, man. Tell folks, what is Never Cry Alone? What's the meaning of it? What's the mission behind it? What is it?
Okay, so Never Cry Alone Incorporated is a nonprofit which is on like in the process of becoming a 501c3 to provide emotional support for women who experience infant loss. So that's miscarriages, stillbirth, and SIDS. So that is pretty. We just want to make sure our mission is to make sure that you grieve in a healthy way, and we're there to support you so that your mind, body, and heart is restored and your faith can be renewed and you feel revived again. This does not mean that you're going to forget your baby. This doesn't mean that you won't feel anymore, but it's definitely it's a comfort to know that you're not alone. It's a comfort to know that somebody is literally is gonna go through the process with you. This came about because I've had a stillbirth in 2016 and I had a miscarriage in 2019. So definitely two different experiences, two different fathers, two different journeys, two different gestational ages. So it was two different things. And once God gave this to me last year, 2020 in quarantine. Yeah. And it actually was an anthology book at first of just different stories of women who experience infant loss, to kind of like a chicken noodle soup for the soul. Right. Different stories, whatever, about different women who experience infant loss and how they overcame, and how they ended up having their rainbow babies, right? So that it started like that, and then God was like no, like you have to step out on faith, and you have to help other women, because the grief journey is so hard. It's hard to start. It's hard to even talk about, in 2016, in my stillbirth, being the person that I am, like literally I had Dallas on that Thursday. I had him on that Thursday. I left the hospital that Friday, and that Saturday was my birthday, my 25th birthday, and I went to San Antonio. Just the weekend after that, when I came back from San Antonio, planned the funeral. That weekend, that was his funeral. Kept going. but then I still had to since I actually had to deliver him, I had to still do the 6 weeks, right? So, but I still was going. Like, that's just who I am. So I didn't process. I didn't do none of that. Like, I just was like, well, life gave, like, that was me. Life gave you lemons. So what you gonna do with them?
Right.
You know? So, I mean, I that's what I did. Like, I kept going. I didn't grieve. I didn't grieve healthily. So it became really, really like, I just became really, really bitter. Right. And nobody knew that. No, like, it wasn't like displayed. Like, it was internal bitterness to where it was like, you see somebody pregnant and you just like, you know. So
you did a very good job behind it. I would.
No, I say no, like nobody, because of the person that I am. Like, I had to, like, literally, I'm in the hospital because the father was in there, my parents was in there, my siblings in there, everybody crying, and I'm just like, because I had, like, in my head, like, everybody crying, so I got to be strong for everybody, right? So it's like I have to keep going because I'm trying to be strong for everybody.
Ain't that crazy how the strongest one is always the one that can't be weak when
exactly. It's definitely and it definitely took a toll, and I didn't even know that it took a toll. Yeah. I just, some days I would be like, my mom be like, what's wrong with you? And I'd be like, I don't know. And she'd be like, well, you can't just know. You can't not know. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm just woke up sad. Like, I don't know. And so I kind of so I went to, like, it was anger. Like, I don't think I was in denial for the first part, but after that, like, I think, like, I was probably angry. I think I was probably, I was depressed. Nobody knew that. Like, because I kept busy. Right. Like, no, I ain't finna think about this. I don't like to think. People may think that's crazy, but I do not like to think, because when you think, it's like, dang, you really got to think.
Start to really hit you.
You have no idea what's gonna come to your mind. Yeah. Like, zero. So 1 year at a Praise Dance and Mind Conference, Metanoia, I actually, well, before that, I had got a spiritual mentor. Shout out to Mimi.
Hey, Mimi be killing it, yo.
So definitely, like, I definitely, like, she definitely helped me, like, through that process. But she was like, she really helped me to be like, okay, no, sis, you gotta release this or whatever. And so at Metanoia, like, I literally, like, it was after we danced or whatever, like, everybody was, we had the Holy Spirit fell, and I literally sat in one spot, and I think I just thought about everything I cry about. Ooh. Literally everything, because that whole process, not only did I lose my child, like, the person I was with, we wasn't together after that. Right. So after that, I was by myself. 6 months later, he got another girl pregnant. Like, still wanted to be with me. Still, like, the stronghold that he had on me was very, like, so not only am I attached that way because we was together, I'm attached because I have a child, and then it was like, I promised myself, like, once I got out of that, like, mentally, I was like, oh, I never can do that. This boy had so much of a stronghold to where, like, I literally felt like I'm like, dude, all you have to do is tell me that you want me, and I'm good. You can do whatever you like. That's how bad it was. And so I had to get out of there. Like, I don't know if I don't, like, I still don't know, like, how. I don't know if it was we had a child together. Right. Like, I don't know. So that whole part, like, all that was so depressing. I was in a depression and didn't even know I was in a depression. And so being at Metanoia, crying about everything. Like, I literally cried about everything. I thought about everything this boy said to me.
You a big baby.
I thought about, I'm actually not a little hood. I don't
cry.
Like
you hood, but you still a big baby.
I don't cry like that anymore.
Maybe that's because you my little sister. I'm always see you as a baby.
But when I got older, life gave through a lot of lemons at me, and I started hitting them hoes. I mean, I started hitting that, and so I just. I'm sorry. No, I started throwing them back. So I mean, I ain't crying anymore. Like, I prayed to God. I was like, all right, I'm a little bit too sensitive. You're gonna come on, because I can't keep crying about everything. Right, but once I literally cried about everything, like, it was like a release. Like, I was like, it was a release, and I was able to start my honest, like, healthy grieving process, like 100%. Like, I went to tantrum rooms. I threw stuff, broke stuff, like. And those are very therapeutic. Like,
they are. when I
And
build
so
out my office, when I really build it out, I want that in my office for my
I want
employees.
that in my facility because
Yes.
I really think that like I'm an advocate for it. Like
Oh yeah.
go break some stuff. I said
Yes.
I think I was mad at work. My sister went with me and I was banging that keyboard. She was like, "You mad at your job?" I was like, "I don't know. Everything get broken here."
Exactly.
But once I was able to fully like release everything, I was able to go through the grieving journey, and it felt even it's not like I had to go through all of that, and that was like a whole 2 years later.
Wow.
Like literally a whole 2 years later. So I
Yeah.
had to relive all that all over again, go through. I didn't have to go through the denial part because I was aware, but
Right.
everything else, like now it was to the point where I am open about my feelings because I'm not vulnerable. I can
Right.
tell you the facts, but you'll never know how I feel.
Right.
Right. So being able to be vulnerable like that, it allowed me to be able to feel, right? So not only am like I'm able to feel, but not live there. Like go ahead and have your moments, sis, but pick up your bed and go. You know, like cry, get your cry out, and then wipe your tears and keep it moving. You know,
That's a
but
message right there. That's a
I
message
mean,
right there. Live in your field, but you know what I'm saying? But don't live
don't
in
live
it.
there.
Yes. Ooh.
No, who want to live in the
Ooh. Feel
wilderness?
it in my shanana.
Who literally want to live in the wilderness? Who
Right.
want to live in sorrow? Nobody want to live in sorrow. So if however long it take you to cry, cry. Like I think I sat there for an hour and cried. Like when I let everything out. So I was able to go through that. So when I had my miscarriage after that, I was able to go through the grieving process and not have a depression, be angry. I literally just was able to go through the grieving process. Like, okay, it happened.
Right.
So, like what okay, you cry, and so that way I was able to be there for CJ when it was his turn. Mm-hmm. And so that was my biggest thing. I was like, what we cannot allow this to do is to break us up. Like that was something big, and that's something that a lot of couples don't get because a lot of people go through that and then they break up because you don't understand how they grieve. You don't understand how they grieve, and so now you're mad because the man not gonna cry, so you think he don't care.
We gonna cry. We just not gonna show.
You're not
gonna
cry. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not gonna cry in front of us.
Yeah.
So to you, to the woman, it's like you didn't care. Right. And that's not so you're not instead of trying to understand how they grieve, you don't understand, you don't care, and it's like, okay, now y'all just going at each other, right?
See, and I think that may be for me personally. I don't know how my marriage always ends up coming up on every doggone show. Somehow that always gets brought up, but that was one of the things we went through. Nobody really know that, you know, saying my ex-wife ended up had a miscarriage, you know, saying, and because I think her exactly what you said, I think she may have felt I didn't care because I've been through it 4 times in my life. I've had 4 miscarriages by 3 different women. So in a way, like I was numb to it. So it's like, okay, I've been through this. I know what it is. Cool. I'm gonna experience my emotions, but then I gotta be strong for her and everybody else. You know, so I'm not gonna let her see me break down and show that it affects me. I still gotta get out here and go to work because I was working in the juvies, you know, at the juvenile prison at the same time. And you can't take that into a jail, you know what I'm saying, in that mindset. Mess around.
But then that's why Never Cry Alone is so important because the thing is like you said, nobody knew, right?
Right.
And so she's looking to you for that comfort, but you can't provide that for her at this moment. So that's what's making her mad. But she has no community of people that's like her to be able to say, okay, this is my place of comfort. This is a place I can come and be mad. Like you can't go. If people laugh at me, you can't go and tell a person who has never experienced this that you don't want to go to nobody's baby shower. You don't want to don't tell me you're pregnant because then they think you just mad and bitter. Like nobody understand that. Don't tell me Happy Mother's Day. That's dumb. Like that's the stuff that I like in my head, right?
Right.
And so people would tell me Happy Mother's Day, and I'm like, I want to curse you out.
Yeah.
Don't tell me no.
That's me with Father's Day. Yeah, that's
me.
You know,
so it's like you know what I'm saying? So nobody understands how you feel because they're gonna say, but you are mom because you still.
Yeah, they don't get it.
Nobody knows that. So having a community of people to still be there when you just need to vent. when you need, because every like I'm in another group, and they just vent. Like they like, my husband, blah, 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 he don't understand. Or I went to my family's house today, and being around their kids, especially both times my cousin was pregnant, both times at the same time as me, both times.
Wow.
So I had to endure that. Like we family.
So did that kind of create some animosity there?
No,
like,
because we wasn't really, we wasn't really as close, right?
Right.
It wasn't animosity towards her. It was I can literally say I was mad with God, like, seriously, bro.
Yeah. I know that one.
Like,
because I tell everybody.
Seeing people have their kids going to CPS, watching the news when people killing kids, bro. That's who you gave it to.
Yeah.
That's like, but nobody understands that if you don't, if you haven't went through that experience, because it's like, well, so when you have a community like Never Cry Alone, when you have a community of people that understands that this just dumb, like, and also not only that, because sometimes you lose your faith, because it's like, bro, if you did that, then you just took my kid.
Facts.
So it's a community of where the main thing is, we don't want you to lose your faith in God. Like, let's because things do happen, but it's at the end of the day, it is God's will. And you don't know, like me, during that time, no, I know. Like, I don't know what the purpose is about this. It's dumb. What is the purpose? And when I sat back and was like, obviously this is because God knew, like, I wanted my child with my husband, and he knew that father was not my husband. And so he's like, okay, do you want the kid, or do you want what I promised you?
Right.
Like, what do you know what I'm saying? And so I had to sit back and be like, and evaluate this person as a father. Like, did I really want this person to be my kid's father?
Right.
Especially now with my rainbow baby, him and him, two totally different people.
Totally different. Yeah.
Two totally different people. And I'm very, like, I had to sit back and find, like, what the purpose is, and especially with Never Cry Alone, like, this was right. This was why. Like, this is why, because this is what I had for you to do. And so without you going through that, you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't be able to do what I purposed you to do.
Right.
So you have to go through that. So I love it. Like, I'm actually, launching it now. I got a book, I got a grief journal. So
got a book coming on it?
Huh?
You got a book coming? Did I just get the exclusive?
No. Well, I have an anthology book. I told you that it's never been. It's never, like, I didn't do nothing. It's still just in my computer. The grief journal, like, I just not just did, but the journal came, like, later, like, once I actually said, okay, I'm gonna do the nonprofit. Once I said yes. And the crazy thing about it is, when I said yes to God in June of last year to do this, right? To do Never Cry Alone. I found out I was pregnant in July.
Whoa, that is wow.
So it was kind of like, what? Wow. So you gonna make me birth something spiritual and then give me something
physically, literally.
Like, you got. So it's really, really crazy. Like, God is just so strategic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, he's very, very strategic. And so, and of course the devil try to be like, well, they're not gonna listen to you because you got a baby now. And I'm just like, and that was a big thing. And I'm like, no, because he could be used as a tool to say, as a, he's gonna give you what he promised. Like, myself, I'm a rainbow baby. So how can I not, like, but at the end of the day, like, me saying yes stops this curse, because my mom had one, my grandma had one. Like, that's it. My sister not gonna deal with this. Her kids not gonna deal with this. My siblings' kids not gonna deal with this because of my yes, period. Like, this ends the generation. This is it.
Breaking those generational curses.
Yeah, like, that's it. And I'm like, my yes is attached to a lot.
Right.
And so I have to continue to push no matter what. So, yeah.
So you mentioned it 3 times already. 3 is the number of completion, by the way, yo. You know what I'm saying? Folks that don't know that. Tell we drop knowledge on the Royal Bosses. Yeah. So tell folks, man, for that's paying attention, man, that don't know what is a rainbow baby.
Oh, a rainbow baby is a baby that actually you can see. I mean, that actually lives after you've had many losses. Well, one loss, it don't matter. So the baby that you actually have and that survives, that's your rainbow baby. So my baby is my rainbow baby. He one of them. That's it, KP. I hope you love yourself because, baby, that's it.
You gonna do it like that?
That is it. Like it took, like, like the toll that it takes on you after you lose, and that's another thing.
Yeah.
Having a community to help you with your anxiety when you're pregnant with your rainbow baby, like, so you won't stress out and think that this is gonna happen again. Like that was a big thing. Like I was like, oh Lord, like I prayed, like me and CJ prayed every night. Like, no, God said we prayed every night over his kid, every night. And so that's what we did. And he here, and he definitely here. And so that's one thing, like just being consistent and like he keeps his promises. That's all I can say. And just being able to go through that grief journey with somebody who understands and who's relatable definitely is gonna help. So
you have a true partner. It's so dope to see, man. I just be sitting back just watching, man. All my folks just like, yeah, this is it, man. I love seeing how y'all growing, man. You know what I'm saying? And your families and life and business. I just be so proud, man.
Yeah. And we actually tried 3 times. This is our 3rd time. Like it's like our number is 3. Our number is 3. So the Lord delivered me. So the first time that we dated, we was not together. He was what he needed to be like, but we started like talking and stuff like that, and he started treating me like his girlfriend, but he was ready for a girlfriend. I was like, oh no, you're not gonna treat me like that. So he told me to lose his number.
Dang.
And so did I lose it? No. Who deletes numbers out their phone? Like, who just does it? Not me. Like, okay, I just won't take. That's dumb. I just won't take it back.
I don't even save them. I don't even save the numbers in the first place.
Well, I mean, by that time we was talking for a bit, so that's what I'm saying. Right. I just won't call you no more. Like
block, delete, bye.
Yeah, like I don't have to delete you. I'm blocking. He deleted my number.
I'm blocking phone numbers. I'm blocking social media. Hell, I'm blocking the email. Don't even try to email me. Leave me alone.
I mean, I just cannot just call you. Like that's all I can do. And so I just think he said leave him alone and delete his number. So I ain't calling him no more. The second time, I was actually pregnant with Dallas. We started talking because me and the father wasn't together anymore.
We ain't gonna say his name. We ain't gonna say
we started talking, and then he like once everything happened, the father wanted to try again, and so I had to tell CJ he wanted to try a clean slate, blah blah blah, and so he was like, "Lose my number, you did it to me again."
That ball was sprung in love. He knew he was coming back. He was all
he
sprung.
was like, he said what he told me was he said. So the third time I messaged him because I had started the nonprofit Dallas, and he wanted to start a nonprofit, and so I had messaged him because I know what to do. So I'm a resource. So let me help you. And so I was like, I wasn't worried about being with him because I was doing my little thing.
I'll be trying to use business as a way to slide.
I was doing my little thing. So I texted him and I just was like, hey, just trying to see where you was at in the process. And he told me he was in the process. And he kept texting me after that. He keeps saying I'll text him after that. No, he kept texting me after that.
And see now, see that's gonna lead right. I'm gonna have to do another show. I'm gonna have to have a bunch of couples and stuff on here. We gonna find out the true story. CJ, I'm gonna get you on this mug. Let you tell your side of the story, bro.
He gonna say that I texted him and I bugged him, but I didn't. But I did. We argue about this all the time. I'm like, no, bro, you kept texting me because you kept selling food and you was like, oh, I'm doing a potato. Oh, I'm doing this. And you wanted to meet me. So you wanted to meet up and see me and then to give me a potato. Because you know food gonna bring me.
I mean, every man know that. We get food involved. I used to do that at my job.
That's a wrap. And then he know I like his steak potatoes. Oh boy, you know.
Hey, them potatoes be looking fire.
Good too. They so good.
Look fire, man. God. Say, man, I need to try to figure out a way to package that stuff up and send it out here to these Caucasus Mountains where I can't get no flavor like that unless I cook it myself.
You about to say you got to cook it yourself properly. Yep.
I'll be wanting to cook, man. I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to cook. I want to have a nice meal. You know, I want somebody to cook for me. I want to feel love too.
Well, just put an ad out. Just need a cook. I don't need nothing else.
You ain't lying. I'm about to go on Tinder and Black and everything else. Change my profile. Look,
just be real. I mean,
description. Hey. I don't need a description. Can you cook for me, please?
Exactly. I just need somebody to come cook.
Just hug me and cook for me. That's it.
Hey, you never know. Some people feel needed. So hey, you never know what you get. Throw it out there. Some people probably bite.
Nah, I'm good. I like this single life a little bit too much.
No, you just need somebody to come cook. Like, just come cook and then you can go back where you was at.
They go get attached. I don't. Well, you know me. I like my own space. Leave me alone.
No, but that's why you do 2 weeks at a time. Like, you talk to them, you 2 weeks. You got to be honest with people. You be honest with people. I just need you for 2 weeks, and after that 2 weeks, I don't do no redos. Don't come back.
Doing it. Goodbye. I don't know. See, that'd be my problem. I do. After 2 weeks, I started. Maybe
no, that's so during the 2 weeks that they're there, you already recruited for another person.
You know, you own it.
Thank God for the difference.
Hey, I'm still in my player. I'm in my early 30s, you know what I'm saying, doing my thug dizzle. I didn't tap into this beautifulness here. This awesome man. I am wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh man. So all right. So let's jump ship a little bit. I'm kind of bouncing around on my chart, on my spreadsheet, kind of bouncing around. Let's jump ship. You know what I'm saying? Since we both came up at good old Greater Pure Light, you know what I'm saying? GPL youth, the little lights, all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now everybody in transitioned. Now Mark is doing this thing with the Life Church. Shout out to the Life Church, man.
Yes, Life Church Houston.
Yeah, see y'all out there doing your thug thizzle. It's proud, boy. It's a proud moment right there. But one of the biggest things, man, that we notice, you know what I'm saying, I notice and I talk about on some other shows and talk about with a lot of my friend group is church hurt amongst the millennial generation. Is what I've noticed, man. A lot of us, especially those of us that have gotten older millennial generation, a lot of us then left the church. We may not have left God, but we've left the church due to various reasons, whether it's this church didn't treat me right or whatever, I wasn't learning, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And we walk away and just never return. And I would say I'm one of them because I didn't leave it because of church hurt. Mm-hmm. I left just because of how my relationship with God started to grow in a certain way to where it's like, that's not my scene no more, especially after, you know, what I'm saying, my rapper days and all that, the youth pastor, all this stuff was just, that's not my scene no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's talk church hurt amongst millennials. How do you feel about that? Is it legit? Is it, you know what I'm saying? What's up?
Church hurt is just so broad, right?
It is.
Because I just think that it's not just millennials, it's just period, right? And then the thing is, you have to, is it really church hurt? Or were you convicted?
Oh, you better talk that. Preacher.
Because were you charged, quote unquote, church hurt because you were corrected and you don't like to be corrected by what God said and you just took it wrong? Or did they really hurt you? Like, did the church be like, nah, you know, like, what was it really? So I guess for me, that's not like I haven't had a church hurt experience because I just haven't. Like I don't think I've had one yet. I mean, I don't want to say yet because my church is wonderful. I don't think my pastor.
It's on point like a decimal.
So, but like I said, is it correction or is it actual church hurt? Like, did they really hurt you? So I think that's something that they need to evaluate. Also, I think that you have to set expectations of yourself. Like, not expectations. What do you want in a church? Just a church is just like a relationship. What do you want I ever make? Right. So if you're going to different churches, if you're going to a church that doesn't meet what you need, then of course you're gonna feel like you church hurt. Like, for example, going to a big church, I didn't like that, right? I want my pastor to know me.
Right.
I don't want you to just come. If I'm in the hospital, I don't want you to just send somebody.
Right.
Well, I don't want you to just come because I'm a member, right? I want you to come because you genuinely, like, I ain't gonna say if big churches don't care, but your care is different when you know me. Right. So I'm not gonna say I like small churches, but I like churches where you don't get lost as a number. Right. So if me knowing that and I continue to go to big churches and then the pastor don't know me, right? That I can't say that's church hurt.
You set yourself up for it.
I set myself up for that, right?
Right.
So what do you need from a pastor? What do you need from a church? Do you need a church? Do you want to just go to church and do nothing? Because then you're gonna go to a church that's small and asking you to serve. You go to a growing church and don't want to do nothing. And then they ask you to serve, now you church hurt. Like that, I mean, you have to, what do you want out of a ministry? What do you want? Do you want a church that has a children's ministry? Like literally right there, but also, I mean, like the Holy Spirit convicts. So if you can't take conviction, you need to go to a church, maybe it is a big church. And if you have a pastor that really hear from God, you still gonna get convicted because they're gonna preach a general message and it's gonna be straight for you, and then you're gonna get convicted.
Right.
Not everybody rebuke you one-on-one.
So what about folks that don't know what they want? They don't know what they need. If they need that big church atmosphere, small church, small growing church.
Then that's when you go see, okay, what do I need? Like, what do I what do I need?
Okay. Yeah. So I think the last thing we said was folks that don't know, what they want out of church in the first place. And is that a determining factor that kind of makes them want to walk away because they don't know?
Because you can't go no old school deacon church and think that you're gonna go in there without no stockings, but you don't want to wear stockings.
Dear Heavenly Father.
But if that's what you like for a minute, that's what I needed. Like I needed because going to Gratitude Vine, like I needed that because I wasn't getting biblical. Like I was getting good word, right? But I couldn't tell you what Paul did. I couldn't tell you what Saul, like I couldn't tell you that Paul ain't changed Saul. Like I wasn't getting that. Like I was getting, okay, this is the scripture I'm coming from. This is the layout that we talking about. Basically, like this is my subject and this is something to teach about. I wasn't getting the biblical part of it, the BTU. Like I wasn't getting that. Like, and that's what I needed because that's what you needed. Like after a while, like I can't, your word is nothing that I can hold on to, but the word is something that I can hold on to. But if you're not giving me the word, I have nothing to hold on to, right? So that's what I needed for a moment. But then after that, I was like, all right, I don't need it. I got what I need, So it's kind of like now I have to find what I need because at that point I was over 21. Like now, okay, life about to come.
Right.
So
it was definitely True Vine style. True Vine had that same style since I was a kid.
And they still got it. And it's nothing wrong with it. I love Pastor Alex. But like I don't need that. Like right now, I don't need, like I need the teaching. I need where I'm at right now, he's teaching. He's like the Life Church is a place where you can really, really, really grow. And then he's gonna push you to your purpose. So if that's something that you're looking for, where your purpose is, that's definitely something that he definitely focuses on as not just a pastor, but as a person. He wants to make sure that people know what their purpose is. And so once you know, like that's literally his thing is like, we're gonna grow. Life is gonna happen. Like you come to a life church, you gonna have a kid, you gonna get married, you're gonna have a kid. Like life is, you're gonna grow, not just spiritually, but like literally almost all of us are entrepreneurs.
Right. Oh yeah, I see it. I'll be watching it just
almost everybody is an entrepreneur. And that's what I'm saying. So it's like we're growing. And it's like when you see everybody else doing this inside the church and still able to keep their faith and stuff like that, it just pushes you to be like, I gotta do it. Like, who wants to be the only person in the room that's not doing nothing?
Right.
Like, we talk because you have nothing to talk about.
That's one of the reasons, man, why I've been rocking with Marcus since knee high to a grasshopper. That's big bro. That's beyond cousin. That's 4 flats on the Cadillac, bro. Anytime he call, he know I got him, bro. Like, because he's one of the few that I've encountered that I'm just like, you get it. You really get it. And he's not going to just preach at you. Marcus is a teacher.
Yeah.
He's gonna teach you, and he gonna walk this thing with you.
And that's what you need, because a lot of people, like, you tell me what to do, but then what do I do when life happens? Right. Like, okay, yes, I'm supposed to stand on the word. Yes, I'm supposed to have faith. Yes, I'm supposed to trust in God. But when stuff is thrown at me, how do I keep that? How do I hold on to that? You know? And so when you don't have that relationship with God to say, okay, I'm gonna hold on to that. This is where your pastor steps in. This is where the teaching that steps in. Like, he definitely not only tells us what to do at this point, but what happens afterwards. Right. Like, yes, you are saved, but what happens after salvation? Because that don't mean you perfect. That don't mean life ain't gonna happen. Because if you want to be honest,
it's gonna get
that's
hard.
when life about to happen. You thought life was good before, because that's when you wasn't saved. You was just getting it in. But now that you saved, the devil don't like that. He definitely about to come in and be like, "Oh, you saved for real? We gonna see." And that's when you need a church, and that's when you need a pastor that's gonna make sure that you, like, hey, we see you good, you know, like what you need, like, and being able to have that. And just like, I know sometimes we just have Bible study, and our Bible study is just open. It's like, what you want to talk about? Right. What do you need? You know, let's assess where you know, just, and it's just open dialogue, and you know, you're able to talk. So you have that moment to say, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. This is, you know. So I mean, I love my church.
So is it because of especially me, again, knowing Life Church and knowing Marcus, and, you know, saying, knowing almost everybody there at the church, how y'all, you know, how it is, how the structure is and what he's about. Is it in the non-church world, the equivalent of it, is it more of therapy, you know what I'm saying? Therapy groups, support groups, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Is that fair to say that it's important to have that type of stuff as well?
Yes, it's definitely, yes, that's definitely, because the thing is, you can only pull from the church so much, right? So God wants you to pray, but he definitely provided other resources for you to experience, to get what you need.
So what about folks? What about folks that say, okay, if I can get that support and that teaching from, you know, this therapist or whatever, you know what I'm saying, why do I need church? Why do I need to be in this city?
So the thing is with therapy, if especially if it's not a Christian counselor, right? You're not getting that. You're not getting the same thing. I've been to therapy. Right. And it's like, okay, so it's like you just talking, right? Yeah. It's like it's really like a monologue.
Yeah.
Until they be like, okay,
well, awkward as a mug.
It's like, I think therapy allows you to talk to yourself without talking to yourself, right? Yeah. It's like you journaling, but somebody talking back, and then you get to answer the question and you journal again. So it's like, I think therapy is prompts. Like, it's having prompts to talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah. Like a little, like, I just think it's nothing wrong with it, because sometimes you just gotta talk. Like, sometimes you just need to, it's like venting. but they do help you discover stuff that that's already in there a little bit, and it kind of help you bring it out a little bit, right? Yeah. Church, on the other hand, can be a form of therapy depending on what do you need, right. But it's also something that if you believe in God, it's something that you hold on to, because like I said, man's word is nothing that I can hold on to, but the word is something that I can hold on to. It's unwavering. It never changes. God never fails. So therefore, that's what you hold. It's like the therapist is not explaining something that's already been written, right? They're just helping you with your problem.
Right.
And church is explaining something to you that's already been written in your language. Like bring this to me. So the story of Job, him losing everything.
Right.
How does that relate to me? Right.
Right.
Peter denied Jesus. How does that relate to me? Adam and Eve disobeying what God said about eating the fruit and then ended up being naked. How does that relate to me now? And I think that's what a lot of people, when they go to church, they don't get. Like as a child, it's like as a child, you in big church, it's all over your head.
Right.
But if you're in church, if you go to church and it's relatable, and I think a lot of people need like relatable pastors in sermons, because I don't know how do I pull that? Like, how do I make that equate? Like, how do I literally make that equate? Okay, I mean, David killed Goliath. Okay, that's what happened. I know right. that. How do I make that relate to my life?
Right.
So when I have giants like that, what do? God gave me the strength to knock them down. Right? It's just like what giant are you facing in your life? That's your Goliath. So you reading the Bible, and I told my sister this, like she want to read it from front to back, and I'm like, nah, sis, like
it's good to do that, but that ain't.
Yes, but what do you need? Right. You gotta pull what you need. And I was like, girl, get a devotional. Right. Go get that Bible up. You need strength, baby. Go type in strength, read that devotional. They're gonna give you some scriptures to pull from. They're gonna give you some commentary, and you have it. Cause she like, I just think pastors, what they be saying be going over my head. Get your devotional, sweetie. Just get your devotional and read that devotional. It's like that definitely helps me, because I don't read the Bible from front to back, but I know the word because because I've been in church forever, but also when I'm having anxiety, I know what to pull from because I've read plans on anxiety.
Sure, this in the back of the Bible. It'll tell you.
I mean, exactly. Like when I'm feeling brokenhearted, or when I'm feeling sad, because of the devotionals and because of me studying, I know that He draws near to the brokenhearted. Right. Because so being it. I don't think church it can be a therapy depending on like what you get from church. Because a lot of people be like, "Oh, I need to just go," and just because a lot of people, it's a release.
Right.
Going to church is a release.
Right. But especially in the Black community.
What people need to understand is church is in your heart.
Right.
You going to a building for something that you can do at your house. Create your altar at your house, and that's where your release comes from. But you waiting all the way to Sunday. You had a whole 6 days of hell when you could have just created and built your altar.
Exactly. That's one of my biggest things, man. I talk to people about, like, especially when they ask me, like, how you go from youth pastor guy being so heavy in it like you were to you don't go at all. Now it's because I develop my relationship with God to that point to where I don't have to do that. It's still good to be amongst the people like that, but I understand that the church is not the building. It's my people. It's the people that I associate myself with. It's how we hold each other accountable. How we point to each other, how we, just all that. The work that we're doing in the community, how, like I do with the show and everything else, putting people on, that's being the church. Church is not just the traditional stigmas that people think.
And I think that's where church hurt can kind of come from too, because you're expecting something from the church that the church can't offer.
Right.
Like some churches are not prepared for community work. Some churches are not prepared for when warfare goes on. Some churches are not prepared for the younger generation to come in and be who they are.
Right.
But you're going to you, and so when you go, like I said, expectations when you going like okay, for example, like Never Cry Alone really wants to go and into churches and provide a place for the people in the church, because there's a lot of women out there probably dealing with that in the church.
And they
it's
don't
not,
talk about it.
They don't talk about it. It's not a target. On Mother's Day, how do you think they feel? So now you have somebody coming on Mother's Day, and especially a long time ago, I don't know if we didn't do it at our church this year, but stand up if you're a mother.
Yeah.
So if you just dealt with that, now you just got to sit there and watch all the mamas stand up.
Yep.
Especially if you haven't got to a point where you say, I'm still a mom, right? And it's fresh. You have to watch all of that. And same for fathers, you have to watch all of that. But it's no place in the church to focus on that. So that's Never Cry Alone. I'm providing a space, like, so being that it's based on Christian principles, that's even better, because I'm coming in and providing a space for your members to be able to come, and now you providing it for your members.
That's dope. That's so dope.
So
that's the same principles on why I've done this show, all that, man. Like, we gonna say what a lot of people want to say but don't say, what they experience and don't get to talk about because of the traditions of church or whatever. We gonna address it. We're gonna address it. We're gonna do something, man. That's my way, you know what I'm saying, of how I've been able to get out of from being so heavy in the community like I was, 10 years ago, to say, okay, how can I address a problem and then create a permanent solution to fix that problem? Like, I
don't think it's a permanent solution, because everybody is different, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to church hurt. Like I said, because church hurt, like, what is church hurt? Like, what is church hurt? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is church hurt to you? Like, oh, they talked about me, because especially they talked about me. They talked about you how? And first off, and let's get this clear. Because church hurt, church people hurt.
I knew you was going there. I was waiting on it. I knew it. I was waiting on that one.
Because the church didn't hurt you. Administration didn't hurt you. The pastor didn't hurt you. The first lady didn't hurt you. Nobody in leadership hurt you. The people in the church, as far as probably the members, probably done said something to you and then made you mad.
You know what?
And now it's just church people.
There is a different, because mentioning about the leadership and everything, there is a form of church hurt that comes from that too. Because like, for me, I'm just saying, I know the business of church, and that's kind of one of the things too that kind of helped kind of push me away, because I know so much of the business, to where even when I hear a pastor, present his message, I'm like, I recognize that structure. I know that this, and this, and it takes away from me being able to really kind of focus on the message sometimes.
But then, if you know that about yourself, then you don't need to be a part of administration, and that's what a lot of people understand. Like, if you can't compartmentalize, you don't need to be a part. Like, you don't need to be close to the pastor. You don't need to be close to business part, because stuff happens. And so if you are not able to compartmentalize and understand stuff happens, then you don't need to, like, you don't need to. It's like knowing a pastor watch videos of a sermon, and then you see him, he did that, and then he get up there Sunday morning and regurgitate that sermon. You're not gonna listen to nothing he say. But if you don't know him like that, if you don't know nothing that's going on, to you, it's a brand new sermon. And so, even though that's not okay, it's like, you can't, if you can't, like, my pastor is silly. He's always been like that. But some people take that for immaturity, and some people don't want to listen to him, because that's what they know that's what they see growing up. I've known him since I was probably like 5. So I know that side, but I also know him and respect him as my pastor. So if you can't do that, then you need to know your boundaries to be able to say, okay, nah, if I know that if I see you, because it's not bad. It ain't like he just horrible. Like, no, he just himself. He's gonna laugh and joke, and you can't take that as as him being himself, because he's still kind of doing his sermons a little bit. But if you can't take that, then you need to know where your boundaries lie and stick to your boundaries so that way you can still get the word, because you know his word is good. You know the word that God is giving him is good. You know you're there and you're able to grow. So if you're not able to compartmentalize, then you need to say, okay, I'm just gonna be a member.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Shout out to Marcus, man. Again, shout out to the Life Church. Marcus is coming on the show. We getting it. It's already been in set in motion. That's see how I segue. See how I got my sis that's a part of the church on there. Then I'm getting see man.
Well, but that's where you went wrong, because first off, I do his schedule.
See, I know that. I did not
know. Yeah. I'm his assistant. So that's where you kind of went wrong, because
I did not know that part.
I'm just letting you know. Y'all got to go through me. So
because I for sure, hey, I got this date open. You know what I'm saying? What date, that time that work for you, that work.
and where was he? Not on the show. I'm just trying to let you know that's why you need a VA, because when you have a VA, they gonna make sure your appointments get in there.
See how we bring that thing back full circle? Oh, we good over here. That's how we do. Oh man. So all right, let's I'm gonna touch on one more thing, man. I'm gonna start transitioning out so you can go take care of KP, get my nephew straight, you know what I'm saying? So a big one that has come up on pretty much every show: relationships and marriage. We're gonna talk that. We're gonna talk that relationships and marriage talk. So
wait, I don't know.
Let me get coffee. Let me sit up on this. All right. So how do you feel about marriage? Let's start there. How do you feel about marriage?
I mean, now I feel like marriage is really great.
Good answer.
No. No, I do think that, like, once you find that person that you want to do life with, like, I think that is making that commitment and making that covenant with not only him, but making that covenant with God, or with your spouse, whatever. Making that covenant with God is something that that's just my personal opinion, because I'm Christian, so that's just something that that's definitely, it saves a lot of sins. I can definitely tell you that.
We ain't gonna talk about that other topic though. We ain't gonna touch that one.
I'm just saying, like, being able to
bang 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 bang.
I'm just saying, once you because he made it for a husband and wife, right? So
procreate and
that's what he invented that for. So being able to do that, and it's just beautiful. The person that decided to say, okay, I want to do life with you, like, that's tight. That's cool. Like, for a minute, I was like,
yeah,
like, no,
that for sure.
Like, I just was like, no, I'm straight on it. I never, like, the word forever was a word that I did not want, that made me so uncomfortable. Like, oh, we're gonna be together forever. It just made me cringe, for a minute. But then when because it was just life. Like, my past relationships made me be like, nah, I'm straight. Like, I don't want to miss nobody. I don't want to kiss nobody. Nah, kiss. But I don't want to miss nobody. I don't want to love nobody. I don't want to collect feelings for nobody. Like, I'm good. No, thank you.
Too gangster. Yeah.
Peace out. Like, it just made me go into that mode, and that wasn't right. But once I was able to just say, okay, like, I think thinking about it with other people, it sounded good. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna get married. That's nice. But like, when I found, like, when CJ kept bothering me this last time, it just made it like, it just was different. Like, it, because he said, like, if she come back, like, I know that you have her as my wife. Like, if she come back, like, and he told me that, I was like, oh, baby, that's so nice. But I just think like marriage is that's what God designed us for, and I think that is a very. It's just like, and I'm not trying to get too spiritual, but it's just like the church is the bridegroom, is the, what I'm saying, is the bride, and Jesus is the bridegroom, So that's the relationship that, like, just husbands love your wife as Christ loves the church. So that's literally that type of commitment and love. And I mean, I'm definitely better with it. Like, it's definitely being able to love freely with somebody that you committed to, being able to worship freely. In my church, we call it worship, because it's a form of worship. That's what the Bible says. But being able to do that freely is definitely, it's definitely a relief.
But why do you have to have this legal title and everything of,
because it's not illegal? The thing is, when you think about the legal side of it, yes. Depend like I said, I can only talk because I'm a Christian. The legal side of it, yes. Spiritual side of it, no, it's not. It's not just a piece of paper. You're making a commitment, a covenant unto God and to the person that you're with, because that's what God told you to do. Now, if you want to be with somebody and y'all just gonna have a relationship and not do extracurricular activities,
ain't nobody doing that. We all ain't nobody.
And that's why living together is not the sin. Shacking up is not the sin. But we all know when you shack up, what you gonna do? Because you ain't finna just look at this person 24/7 and be like, oh, okay, I ain't touching you. Unless you just mad at them. That's what the fornication is, a sin, right? And so being able to, be married, not only for that, but that's what God created us to do. He created women to be the
create and recreate.
Right? And so for us to be able to be, our purpose is to, as women, is to birth, right? And then we supposed to be fruitful and multiply, but under the right alignment, not under just because he said we're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. No, we're supposed to be as one first and not fornicate, and then be fruitful and multiply.
Now, you know you didn't start a whole argument in the comment section.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm here for it.
That is fine. But that's good. Like I said, I can only tell you from what from me being a Christian, because a lot of people feel like, and I've heard this before. We was together for 15 years without being married, and then we got married, and then we broke up, right? And I just think that that's because y'all didn't set no expectations. Like, what was your, like, what? Because the thing is, now that we married, somebody had a different set of expectations from when y'all was just dating.
Or you just didn't know the person.
You can't tell me after 15 years of dating, you don't know somebody, because you can't tell me that.
Possibly.
Like I said, you don't have because if you're dating and y'all living together as married, what else is there to know? Because you know how they live, you know how
okay, so marriage, especially once it becomes real like that, it brings out a different level of intimacy, of and commitment that really kind of force you to just be like, do I really know this person? Because it's like, I can't run, I can't go nowhere. I'm locked in.
I think that last statement is what the issue is. Because me, like that, when we did marriage counseling, it was like, they asked about, like, what do I feel about marriage? Like, when you hear the word marriage, what you think? And I was like, you locked in with somebody that can't go nowhere. Like, that's how, and I was like, I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. But I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want to, but like, I can't, I'm locked. That's it. Like, it's no other niggas for me now. That's it. Like,
Akon, I'm locked up. They won't let me out.
And so I think that that's the concept that people, because it's like, oh, you expect me to stay, like, now I gotta stay here. Like, now I can't go nowhere. And the thing is, as in a relationship, I've allowed you to not make a commitment to me for 15 years. And now you like, obviously there's an issue, right? So now that you're
some unresolved
committed,
trauma.
now that you're committed, that's now your mind then went to, I'm suffocated. Now I'm claustrophobic. Now I can't, like, like now I can't do nothing. And so the thing is, when I wasn't married, I don't have nothing to say, okay, I can't cheat on you. Like, I don't have other options. Like, the first time me and CJ was talking, he want to make his girlfriend. I was like, oh, I'm not going to be like your girlfriend, and then you can do whatever you want to do, and then come back and say, oh, we ain't together. Hell, I mean, no. That was not for because I experienced that. I did that for a whole year.
Yeah.
And the person was able to do whatever they wanted to do, and I was loyal to this person, and I was able to do what they wanted to do.
But see,
but
you know
I
what?
think get married, it's a different. Like I said, it's also a different set of expectations. Like now we have to, like if we didn't, now I feel like one person may feel like, okay, now we need to join the council. The person like, no, like
but
nothing
see,
should
all
change.
of that.
Some people think
stuff
should change, and then some people think like, no, I'm your wife now. So
see that all that stuff has to be supposed to be discussed prior to.
And
that's a part of knowing the person, good communication, all that stuff. Like that's for me. Again, you know my situation. So for me, that was one of my things of I didn't really know who the hell I was getting married to.
Well, and I think that's why I love my church. Because our married couples ministry is not just married couples, it's like either seriously dating.
Right.
And because it actually we do activities to help with certain stuff. Like, so when we first started, we did communication, then we did intimacy. Then because the thing is, like, we not married, we couldn't do certain things, but the activity process part of it, the base part of it, that's something that we needed. And so I think also putting on that, having that mask on that whole time because you're trying to be with the person what you think they want, like, and then when you get married, after a while, like, you can't keep on you. It's like walking with holding your pants the whole time. After a while, you're gonna get tired of holding your pants. Yes. And then you're just gonna let them fall. I'm
gonna tell you, because I grew up always wanting family, marriage, all that. Like that was my dream. Like I stayed to this day, and I don't know if I still believe it or not, but that was always my thing. Like I would trade every accomplishment, military, music, whatever, everything I've done, I would trade it all just to have family, kids, wife. Now that I've gone through a lot of that already, I don't know if I want that no more.
But you can't say that, because the thing is, like, if you find the thing, you have to find the person that you're okay. Like, my thing is, I didn't want to go through bad times. Mm-hmm. I don't want to argue. I don't feel like being cheated on. I don't feel like none of that. Like, I did not want that. Like, that's why I did not want a relationship. I'm like, I don't feel like crying. I done did this so many times. I don't want to do this no more. Like, period. But when you find somebody that, like, I think, like, with CJ, he was somebody that gave what I gave, right? So I was the giver in other relationships, right? Not like, I was the, like, I'm just gonna do everything for you, like, I'm that's what I was like. What you need, I got you. Like, that was me. From when I got with CJ, like, I didn't have to do nothing, and I'm like spoiled. And so it's like we literally will argue about, I'm doing laundry, no, I'm doing laundry, because he did all his stuff himself. Right. And I'm like, but I feel like me growing up in my household, my daddy never touched the wash and dry, except to bring it in the house. Right. So growing up, that's what I learned. And then growing up, his dad taught him how to be independent. So it's like we literally argued about who gonna do household chores, who gonna do the household chores, because I want to do it. No, I want to do it for you, but I want to fix your plate. No, I want to fix your plate. Like, we literally, because when you find somebody like that, it's like you can really just be like, ooh.
It is a relief. I will say that it is a relief.
But you just have to find the right person to say, and it's not gonna be all sunshine and rainbows.
Facts.
But it's like,
Facts.
do I feel like having the storm with you?
Right.
Is this the person that I want to have a storm with? I'd rather be in the storm with you than having sunshine and rainbows without you.
I think, and again, this for me personally, I did get to a point after my divorce, I was just like, F marriage, I ain't doing that again. Hell to the no, I'm not putting myself through that. I was completely closed off to it. It wasn't until 2019 when I started to date again. No, I am not in no committed exclusive relationship, ladies. What up? You know what I'm saying? I am still a single man. Yes, I date, but I am not taken by anybody specifically. Slide in my DMs.
That boy said, hit him up. 281.
You know, 281. He's here. Follow him. Mike Jones on the low. Mike Jones about to blow. You know what I'm saying?
Get him white hot.
But yeah, I mean, I went from I'm not doing it, I'm done, I'm closed off, to finding somebody after dating so many different people, you know, to like, okay, I think I might could. I'm slowly starting to open back up to the idea of marriage. But I think for me, it's more of, and this again comes from talking to a lot of people that have been married before, older, younger, whatever, all that. Like, we all kind of seem to think the same way when it comes to this marriage thing now. It's more important that we find that right partner versus trying to focus on marriage. Like, I need the right partner that complements my life, all that, instead of being married.
You gotta find the right you.
That was definitely the big thing. That's
the thing. Like,
yeah,
some people don't be wearing masks. Some people just don't know who they are.
Definitely.
Like, that's just, and then I think that they find out who they are when they get a relationship, because a lot of stuff is tested. Right? So like, if I don't, like me, I know patience is something big, right? Ooh,
right.
I don't have zero. This month is my focus on fruits of the spirit, and I'm working on patience. I got zero.
My brother.
So none. So I didn't really realize that I didn't have patience in relationships until I got with CJ. So I'm like, some stuff I just be like, how you just not know that? Like,
see, and it's opposite for me. My whole life been opposite from everybody like that, because I didn't start really learning myself on that deeper level until after my marriage, because it made me realize that I had lost sight of who I was. I had completely disconnected from who I was while I was married and everything, and while I was, because I went from growing up in the church in the spotlight, blah blah blah, music, military, just always having to be on. To where it became a persona of D. Davis became who everybody knew, but Dwayne was somebody totally different. And I was like, okay, how do I keep up with D. Davis, but at the same time be Dwayne? And I lost sight of that. And I think part of me took D. Davis into my marriage, while at the same time I'm trying to be Dwayne at home, but at the same time I'm still D. Davis, trying to hold on to that and learning that Dwayne ain't D. Davis no more.
Like I said, you didn't know who you were.
Right.
And it could be her issue. She probably didn't know who she was. So like I said, it wasn't necessarily a mask that was on, because you thought that's who you, like, you don't know who you was. Right. You don't, like, I can't take something out that I don't know that's on. Right. So like, if I don't know that I'm hiding behind a mask, I can't reveal myself because I don't know that. And so as you don't, I think that's why people who isolate themselves, I don't think you ever, after a while, it's like, okay, I don't know I'm delivered from alcohol until I get in front of alcohol.
Back around it. Right. You know, so, but then at the same time, the isolation is good. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying like never. I mean, like people never, it never talks to nobody, because the thing is, you don't know, like, do you have patience because you don't know? Response. Do you have love because you don't have people to love? Are you kind because you by yourself? So how can you show kindness to somebody else when you by yourself? So that's what I'm saying. Right. Like, just like love, like First Corinthians chapter 13, like, love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast. You don't know all of this stuff until you get in love and be able to say, okay, I don't boast, I am kind, I am patient. Like, you don't know that until you get in a relationship, and then all is tested.
Yeah.
Because it's like
in the
love does
corrections
not
world,
envy. Oh, well, I thought I didn't care about what the old girl did, but then now I got like, now that's a problem. Like, you don't know that. And so I have to go into a relationship my whole self before I can go and get, because the thing is, like you said, after a while, the mask is gonna have to come off.
Facts.
But if you already know who you are, there is no mask, and you are who you are. And that's what I did this last time. I was like, I'm not changing for nobody. I'm not doing none of that stuff. Like, period. Like, who you want to be is who you want to be. I'm not changing nobody. I'm not changing you. I'm not changing myself, unless it's something just to compromise because of the relationship. But I'm not changing Nope.
Right.
Nope. And I just had to take that into this relationship because it was like, I'm not losing myself no more, but I refuse to lose. Like, I found myself at this point.
Yeah.
And who want to keep losing themselves?
That's me. That's exactly where I'm at now. That's why I approach dating the way that I do now, because it's, no, y'all messed around and let me heal myself from all these past traumas. I reconnected with myself and realized, nigga, I'm the shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm messing around. So it's, if we gonna date, we gonna rock, you better be coming with it, because I know where it's at, and I'm good being by myself. I take myself out to a nice steak dinner and a movie in a heartbeat.
Baby, I used to go to Southgrass and hold that phone up, post that phone up, eat a steak. What? The people in Southgrass knew me.
I do it in a heartbeat. They
knew me when I came in. Give me that little ribeye. Like, it ain't like they in Chipotle. They already knew I had to say nothing. I just walked in Chipotle and she just.
We know what you want. Come on.
Exactly. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, I did not, like, once you get to that point where you like, God, I know who you created now.
Right.
Yeah. So and that's literally when he will send somebody to compliment you, because the thing is, people want like, oh, I want my better half. Like, nah. I want
you are your better half.
I don't want to have a person.
Right.
I want you to compliment me. It's like, some people, I think that makeup enhances your beauty, right? For me, because I'm already cute, but it enhances my beauty, right?
You ain't all
so with CJ,
big brother got to keep you humble.
Enhances my life, right? He just enhance, like, even though he has things that compliment me and that I don't have, like patience. He very patient. Thank
CJ is like a monk compared to you.
People be like, he just such a gentle person. I just be like, whatever. So he can turn up if he needs to, but like, the thing is, and if we've been in situations like this, what makes me mad don't make him mad. And what make him mad, I'd be like, that's dumb. Why are you doing all of this? So it's like, we never like raw at the same time with people. Right. And so like, it's literally like,
it's a balancing act.
You know, we are balanced. Like, okay, he can tell me like, all right now, and I can tell him all right now, okay, you know. So finding that person that you can balance with versus saying, okay, you complete me. God didn't make no half a person.
Right.
He made me whole. I don't know, he made you, but he definitely made me
did
whole.
Take our ribs, so a part of us
You're
is
right.
missing, you know.
You're right, but exactly. But when I'm just one little piece of rib.
I want ribs now. So I think one of the biggest things that people, and I explain this when I get to talking about relationships with a lot of folks, you know, and explaining, one, the word relationship in itself is gotten synonymous with being exclusive, and people forget everybody in your life is a type of relationship. You got dating, you got friendship, you got
on the ship.
Everything. So there's levels to dating that people don't understand. So they quick to jump into dating somebody like, why you ain't making me your girlfriend or boyfriend? I just met you.
But the thing is,
can we properly date?
Yes, but don't treat the misconception is you start treating them like that, right?
Right.
Like, it's like, don't treat me like your girlfriend. Like, you engaging me in your life decisions. You are calling me every day. You want to talk to me all day. Like, that's fine. But when you start engaging me in your life decisions and stuff like that, and they're like, no, we in a relationship. Like, you at my house every day. Like, please tell me what the difference is. Like, where's the line? It's like living together and not doing wifely duties. People like, you don't get no wifely duties
See,
when you in it. Now, if we in a relationship, we live in 2 separate houses, all right.
See, that comes with the lack of communication. People don't discuss this stuff.
Exactly. Expectations, like, but my thing is you live together. So so let's examine this. Okay, so as a wife, 1920s wife, we're gonna say that. I'm supposed to wash your clothes. I'm supposed to make sure you eat. I'm supposed to, make sure you're good, right? This is what I'm supposed to do as your wife. Like,
take care of home.
Take care of home, right?
Right.
Okay, so I'm supposed to do. So if I'm not doing wifely things in having sex, whatever.
That's part of taking care of home.
Yes. So
okay, so
if I'm not your wife, I'm saying I'm not doing wifely things. So you gonna come home and wash your clothes only and leave his clothes in there? You gonna come home and cook only your food?
Yeah, that's a fight.
And don't worry about make sure he eat. Like, you gonna come home and fix a whole steak for you, and then like, oh, what you gonna eat? Like, I don't get that when people be like, I'm not doing no wifely duties, but so you literally gonna come home and do everything for yourself. So basically, y'all roommates.
Yeah.
Like, if y'all not living together, okay, I get it. But if y'all are living together and you gonna say I'm not doing wifely things, like, do you just mean sex, or do you mean?
That's also
like, where's the line?
I'm like, with you on that.
Where is the line?
Because that's the culture. The culture didn't mistaught folks. The hip hop culture. I love hip hop, but especially nowadays with this hot girl summer culture, it didn't kill the game. It didn't misconstrue people's beliefs of what relationships and dating is and marriage and all this stuff. But people just don't get it. And I'm just like, y'all wonder why y'all always so heartbroken, jumping in and out and dating this person, that person. Men ain't shit, women ain't nothing, blah, blah, blah. All this. It's because you don't know what it really is. Your expectations is screwed up from the jump.
They haven't said nothing, and I think that's from the beginning. Like, that's like, what are your deal breakers? Like, that's one thing you learn. Like, what are your deal breakers? Like, if you can do whatever you want to do, but if you do this, oh, I got to go. Like, like, what are your deal breakers? What is your expectations? Do you want me to cook for you? Like, do you want me, like, if CJ would have said that was expectation to his, I probably would have been like,
that ain't happening.
I mean, I can cook.
I know every day you ain't cooking.
But I'm not gonna say I can't. I'm gonna make sure you eat, baby. Can that be an expectation?
I can't lie though, man, because even with that, because there was some days, man, I would come home from a nice long 16, 17-hour shift, and I'm walking into some chicken nuggets and mac and cheese and and some frozen peas, and I'm just like, I know your ass ain't been sitting up in my house all damn day, and this is what the hell I'm coming home to.
That's because your mama cooked. That's why we eat no chicken nuggets. Now, we probably had to eat carrots, and I sat at that table for plenty of nights.
Oh my God, for real.
But your mama cooked, like, it wasn't no like, oh, y'all finna eat some fish sticks. Like, no, so it's kind of like that when you have the expectation, it's like, what is this? But at the same time, I'm not finna cook. Like, I know you gotta know your mate.
Right.
If CJ come home to some chicken nuggets and some,
I'll be
he gonna be like, baby, this was cute.
What is this?
He not gonna understand it. Like, that's what I'm saying. You have to know your mate. Like, look at CJ. We gonna do some chicken nuggets.
They ain't gonna do nothing but make him mad.
My point exactly. Like, so I gotta make sure that I know what you like. I know what you okay to eat. Now, if you on a diet, okay, I don't know. I do know. I know you want a wrap or something, a salad or something. But you have to know your mate. And so, like I said, expectations, like, you have to set expectations in your relationship, because that's where disappointment comes. Like, okay, you didn't wash my clothes. I ain't know you wanted me to. Like, I didn't know that was expectations. Or like, okay, well, I expected you to support me in this. Like, if I do something, I expect, like, he knows, like, if I put something on, like, no, my expectation is you better be there. But if I never told him that, and I do something and he don't come, I can't be mad, because I expected him to be there, because you are my man. So I do expect you to do that, but that's not something I laid out for him to do. So not setting expectations is a disappointment in any ship, not just relationship. Like my mama, the same way. Like I expect, like sometimes my real daddy, I don't expect him to be there. That's not an expectation. But Yolanda, I expect you to be there. So when you're not there, that's a problem. And she knows that. So she try her best to, because you know her child is crazy. Because I won't talk to her for a couple days. And especially now KP here, she definitely gonna get, oh no, oh yeah? Oh, okay.
I'm using my nephew as no hostage.
Like, don't call my phone. You get a day.
You already don't like being in the car.
Exactly. So therefore, you don't get to see him on FaceTime. Don't call my phone. So it's like you have in any ship, you have to, like, even in situationships, some people feel like you need to be loyal, some people don't. So if you have a person that be like, oh no, we just situationship, then and the other person be like, but you the only situationship I'm dealing with, but then he dealing with a lot of situations. That's expectation. So now you mad at him because he done been out there and was just turning up, and then you just like, oh well, you the only person I was turning up with.
I was about to say, I hope my situations ain't watching this, but then again, I'm open and honest up front. I let it be known what it is. So all mine know what it is. We are not exclusive. We do what we do when we do what we do. We us, when we rock, and then we out. You know what I'm saying? We come together when we come together. You live your life, I'm gonna live mine. I don't care who you dating, who you smashing, none of that. Just don't expect the same out of me, because I'm gonna do me. And hey, if I decide to get exclusive, don't be surprised. If it ain't with you, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. It grows how it grows. Yeah. But again, that's part of the communication. One, being healed and whole within yourself is so crucial. If you ain't done that, your relationship, whatever type of relationship it is doomed to fail from the jump.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to be, this is who I am. I'm secure in that. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with the world around me. We good. You know what I'm saying? But then that communication factor, man, folks really underestimate how important it is to truly communicate and know how to communicate the way your partner needs you to communicate. That's
the one.
That's the one right there.
It is that. Okay, I'll say that's the two. Communicating and then being able to communicate, not to be heard, but to be understood.
Yes.
Because I'll like CJ not a person like that either. He's really calm. He don't turn up till I turn up. Well, I can't say that all the time because he just think like when I be trying to talk to him, sometimes he just think I'm just gonna be all right, and I just be like, no, baby, I'm just gonna be chill. But he already be going in like, what you, and I just be trying to chill. So, but now that I'm communicating differently, like you have to communicate to be understood and not just heard, right? So
I learned that. I definitely learned that with She Who Must Not Be Named. I don't ever refer to their names on the show. It's always She Who Must Not Be Named. But you know I'm petty. I learned that that I had to learn how to adjust my communication style to her communication style and how she learned, you know, and what her level was. So it may be something I want to talk about and I may express it a certain way, but she don't understand it. So I'm like, okay, how do I approach this issue that we have and communicate it the way you gonna understand it? You know, so, yeah, that's definitely an important key factor, man.
So you're gonna keep having that same conversation over and over and over and over again.
It took me a long time to understand that. I had to have some talks with my mama because my mama lived with me for a little while. I'm like, Mama, what's up? She's like, you need to learn how to adjust your communication.
Yeah, because you're the her.
I ain't that bad.
Okay, we'll go with that. But no, you.
No. I know I'm a handful.
Your sarcasm, no. But I can't say that. I can't say that, but I definitely toned down a lot.
Don't call my sarcasm.
How would whoever have to date you? Because I would be gone.
I know I'm a handful. I know that.
I know you cannot say that to me because I want to fight now. I can't even say I'm just gonna be honest with you. But that's how bad. Like I used to be like that, and my mom be like, "Oh, just." And with CJ, I'm not like that. I come out like I calmed all the way down for like with CJ. And people don't understand it because my sarcasm, my mom would be like, "Oh no, I just rather you hit me. Don't even say that. I just rather you hit me because your words is and I just be like,
I'm not as bad as I used to be.
I don't think I could. I just get to the point. Like,
we just real. We blunt.
Like I'm just, and I don't go below the belt. I don't. I hit you like whatever we talking about. That's what we talking about. Like I stay on the topic, and now, I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about your character. I'm not going to do none of that. But what I say definitely gonna get you though.
I will. If I get pushed to that point, whereas you've pushed me here to where, okay, now you about to get this other side of me that I've worked so hard to keep on wraps. Yeah.
I mean, I've toned it down. Like when he turned up, I'd be like, all right, now, if you want to go there, bro, we can go there because I'm trying. But I know that this is probably go, like, if we keep going like this, because we both got I'm about 5 miles ruthless. And we both sarcastic, we both a-holes. So it's like, it's not gonna get nowhere. So it's like I had to like tone it all the way down and realize that they really don't get me nowhere. But that's why I be like,
it do for me.
I don't know, like KP already got an attitude.
Oh yeah, you can see that.
He was like, like earlier he was mad. I'm like, just come on, man, this is disgusting. I just wait till you get older because we definitely gonna fight.
Oh, like, thanks. Y'all definitely gonna clash.
Because I didn't want a girl because I was like, she gonna be like me and I know we're gonna fight. Then I had the same sign as me.
Yeah.
We gonna, like, I just know, like,
but at the same time, y'all won't, because I mean, you know the saying, daddy's girls, mama's boys.
No, so. He had a whole attitude. He slept, he crying. I be having to be like, oh, this is my kid. Who you getting at? I know you. Who you get? I bucket him. Like, who you getting at to that?
That's why I'm not having kids.
Because I know it ain't me. Because I know it ain't me.
That's why I'm not having kids.
Like, he CJ was laughing at me early because he did that to me early, and I just was like, you better come there and let you down because I don't know you only 3 months.
I'll let y'all have it.
You must not.
I can't. I don't have that energy in me to deal with that no more. That's like, even in dating relationships, if you want to go there, the old me would, all right, we can go there. Now, bye.
We'll be good. Like, and then sometimes, like, you have to find how you communicate, because sometimes you have to be like me and CJ realized, like, when we get to that point, we have to go away for a second, calm down, so that we can come back and be like, this is what I meant. Because a lot of communication is perceptions, like, well, you did this, but that's not what I meant. Like, you know, so a lot of it is like you perceived it in a different way.
So do you think it's okay, you know the saying, they say, you know, when you get mad, never go to bed mad alone, blah blah blah, go to separate for a little while, come back together. Do you think it's okay to actually leave the house when y'all getting at it like that? You know what I'm saying? And
it's not okay. It's not okay.
Because I can't stand it.
I've done it, and like, I'm finna go. Like, I'm done. I'm done. And I done went to my mama's house, and I done went to my mama's house, sat in the parking lot, talked to my pastor, and drove right. Like, I didn't even go to my mama's house and drove right back home.
Yeah, me and she, who must not be named, had a couple of those, but she would leave, and I hated it because my thing was always, don't leave this house.
Because you never know what's happening.
Go in the other room. Go. We got a big old house. Go downstairs. Go to the loft. Go to the office. Whatever. Go to one of the other bedrooms. You got a big old walk-in closet. Go sit in the closet. Whatever. But don't leave this house, because now I got to worry about you being out there mad, and I got to worry about your safety. Are you know what I'm saying? Are you okay? And then at the same time, to me, it was always, you just basically showed me that when things get rough on us, you okay with walking out on me.
Because sometimes you just have to go collect yourself. Like, it's not like I'm leaving. Like, sometimes you just have to go collect yourself, and that's just sometimes. But no, that time I think I was like, nah, I'm done. But sometimes, I mean, I had to learn that. But however, no, I don't think you should go to bed mad. Me personally, I don't like, because I don't like tension with people that I'm in any type of ship with, like friendship, relationship. Like, I don't like tension at all.
You're better than me.
So when because I have to, like, I can't hold on to that. Like, I have to let it, like, I have to be like, okay, what we gonna do? Like, we have to find a resolution for it, because I can't continue. Either we gonna let it like be done, or we gonna figure it out, because I can't be. We just here and we still have this issue, because I just can't deal with that. Now we both walking on eggshells because we don't know. You mad, I'm mad, like this. We don't know, and so I can't. Like if we met each other, like probably take me all night to go to sleep, because I can't.
Lord,
Especially with sleeping with somebody for a long time and they not there. Like this, that's different. Like this is the person that I'm supposed to be like laying next to, and so I don't like that. I mean, it's happened, but it's still like
you better than me.
We still mad at each other, but I come back in the bed though.
You better than me. I'm king. I am the king of petty. 50 Cent ain't got nothing on me. I'm the king of petty. I don't care. I'm going to sleep. I don't care if we mad. Whatever. You mad? Cool. I'm about to roll over and snow right in your ear. I don't care. Or I'm gonna go sit on this couch and go to sleep. I don't care.
I'm just gonna text you.
I ignore it. Tell you, I was petty. You gonna text? Okay. Phone won't do not disturb. Leave me alone.
Oh, then that's when you're gonna get a whole bunch of texts. Like this is the old me. You're gonna get a whole bunch of text me out. So you must be at that B house. You talk. You must be texting her. So you block me? Oh, okay. All right. Like you finna get a whole bunch. I'm finna text you every word and want every text. What like you got me messed up. And you blocked me. You blocked me from your phone. Oh, okay. I'm finna go to our Instagram, because you're not finna ignore. Like that's one thing I don't like, being ignored. If you need time, tell me you need time. Don't just ignore me.
But see, me walking away was me telling, look, I need leave me alone right now. That was me communicating. Leave me alone.
Or just be like, I need a moment. I need a moment. And that's better than ignoring me, because now I'm pissed off because you ignore me. So now you can, like now like that's one thing I can't get with the ignoring. I can't. Like
I'm not as bad as I used to be.
Ignore. Like so that's what I'm saying. Like
to my future life partner, I'm a handful. So it is what it is. That you got to really be able to handle me to really rock. So it is what it is, though. But what are you currently working on? Let the folks know what kind of projects you got going on. Get your promo on right now.
Okay, well, to our Houston viewers, I am doing my book launch for Never Cry Alone. It's not just going to be for women who experience infant loss. I will have vendors. I will have a silent auction. The funds that are being raised on the silent auction will go towards Never Cry Alone. And to be able to, our first fundraising event is definitely going to be just October is Infant Loss Awareness Month. So we're going to do some events in October, as well as one of our goals is to be able to help families financially with providing with being able to do funeral services and stuff like that. So all those funds from the silent auction will go towards that. So that is going to be in September. I am, as far as business wise, I do have an ebook for the top 10 automation tools. I do have an ebook for those who are teachers and trainers and consultants about the 10 things you need to have ready before starting your course or your webinar. I do have opportunity for you. That is actually I'm actually going to do a $5 thing on that. The top 10, I have the top 10 HR documents for people who have employees to make sure that you guys are in compliance, because that is really big right now. People are suing people for the most minute things because you don't have policies and procedures in place. So like you don't have that in place and you decide you want to fire them, you give them no reason to fire them. In your handbook, I have the right to fire you, but you didn't give them a handbook to sign and agree. So now they can sue you for wrongful employment. So you have to have all those have all those documents. So that includes W-9, W-4, I-9, all that stuff, just to be in compliance. I do have those for $99. And then I do also offer handbooks. Not handbooks, employee handbooks and warehouse safety, and that is $150 for customized. So that's your logo. I go in and put your company name. I go in and actually set the rules to what your company does. And so that is for 150. And so that's pretty much it. If you
Where can they
need,
get that at?
that's
All the
my
ebooks and
website
everything.
is www.alptitude VA, and that's ALPTITUDEVA.com. So if you need any of those, you can always go and um, and purchase those items. I also do automation if you do have a company already and you need to kind of see like your customer service. So like once they buy something and you want to send an email or a workflow of from beginning to end, I do offer those services as well. So that's also on my website. Or if you just need a virtual assistant or online business manager besides social media, I'm your girl.
What's all the social sites where they can get in touch with
Okay,
you? What's all that? You know what I'm saying? Get your
social
promo.
stuff.
Let's build them numbers. Get them followers
My
up.
social media for my business is _ Alptitude. That's AL _ ALPTITUDE. It's gonna be like a gold logo on there.
It's a dope
Facebook is
logo.
Alptitude virtual assistant services, and my personal Facebook is Shacarra Monét, and you can always go like my Never Cry Alone business
Yeah.
page.
Go to her
Um,
pages. Don't go on her personal page. Get off my sister page.
Never Cry Alone personal page. I mean, my Never Cry Alone Facebook page, and also Never Cry Alone Instagram. And then the website is www.nevercryalone.org. You can donate and see what we're about. We have boxes that you can also send to your loved ones. So if you know somebody who experienced infant loss and you don't know what to say, just send them that box and just tell them that it shows that you care about them. It's self-care items in there, affirmations in there, scriptures in there, things that'll help them when they're triggered. So just it's a good thing I did it for Mother's Day, and the mothers were definitely
It
ecstatic
was
about
dope.
it.
I saw you
So
putting it together, man. I was, oh yeah, that's
yeah.
dope.
So I'm gonna do it for Mother's Day too. But during the year, if you end up, because a lot of people don't know what to say, so
Right.
sending that box is definitely a way to say, I see you, I love you, I'm here for you. So
Y'all heard it here first, man. My little sister, I'm so proud. I'm over here holding back tears, man. Never cry alone. Alptitude, just TLC. What up, man? She doing the thing, bro. She doing the thing, man. This is why she's on the show. This is the longest show we've actually had so far.
sorry,
You know what I'm saying? Hey, no,
cut it
that's a
in
good
half.
thing.
Cut
Oh,
it.
please
Cut
believe I'm gonna chop this thing all up. I already do that anyway. I have a certain version
it.
for different platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Kind of
cool.
promote
All
certain
right, cool.
things. So, which takes me into the promo for my stuff, man. Y'all already know what it is. Your boy D Davis, man, Mr. Dwayne Davis, owner of Dwayne Davis Career Consulting LLC. Get at us, man. I don't even really give out the sites no more, man. Just go to my Instagram, King D Davis CEO, or Dwayne Davis Career Consulting on IG. Hit the link in the bio. I created a link tree that has every single
Love this.
website. I created because I got too many
Yeah.
websites, too many things to promote, man. The Royal Bosses Podcast, man, as always, we are on Facebook. We're on Instagram. If you're listening to us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or you watching us on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Connect with us on there. Again, my info is Dwayne Davis Career Consulting on .com, IG, Twitter, Facebook, me, King D Davis CEO. Just go hit the link tree. That's gonna give you everything,
Yeah.
man. And then of course I always got to promote, man, you know what I'm saying? The Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon, the hashtag Royal Bosses Fam. We ain't got a full real name yet, but I'm gonna create a name for the crew. You know what I'm saying? I'm debating on Royal Fam, had Royal Bosses Fam. I don't know. One of those, but Patreon, man, it's nothing but love and support to you, you know what I'm saying? Because you giving me your money and supporting the building, supporting the cause, man, supporting the show, you know what I'm saying, supporting the content is because of you that I'm able to do what I do, whether it's $5 a month, you know what I'm saying, $15 a month, or the $25 a month. I make it nice and simple and easy, man. That's one cup of Starbucks. That's it. $5, $15, or 25. That's all I'm asking. Sacrifice that one Starbucks drink, you know what I'm saying, and sow into some good ground, man. You know what I'm saying? But Patreon gets the full show. That's why I say I edit. Patreon gets the full, pretty much, I don't want to say unedited because I do some edits. But so like if this show is 2 hours long, Patreon is gonna get that full 2-hour show.
Okay.
Spotify, YouTube, everybody else, their show may be an hour and a half. So I'm gonna chop it up. So it's an incentive, go get on the Patreon. Plus, Patreon gets exclusive discounts, exclusive merch for being Patreon subscribers. They get early access to the show. So if the show drops on Friday, Patreon, you're going to get it on Monday or Tuesday, and you get bonus episodes. You know what I'm saying? That's exclusive for the Patreon only. So that's why you definitely need to go on there. So if you ain't on the Patreon, it's patreon.com/Dwayne Davis Career Consulting. Again, it's in the link tree. Go hit the link in the bio. It is your boy, D Davis, King D Davis, CEO, aka the man of your dreams. That's just the way to put it. The man of your dreams.
Not
AKA,
everybody dreams.
AKA you wish your baby daddy could be as awesome as me. Your baby daddy could never.
Not bad.
Mr. Mr. Still your girl, but only if she's single. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't mess with married women. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop. Hey, this is the Royal Bosses Podcast. Much love to my little sister Shacarra Monét in the building. We out this piece. Holla!